Okay, guys. Last thing post break. This first half is examples, and then you have 8 of these to do on your own. So we need to find the two parentheses that multiply to x, 1x, put a 1, okay? 1x second minus 5x minus 50. So I go A, B, C, and then do my times. Just like that. That's going to be your first step. Then you're going to make a table. Then I take 1 positive times 50, negative 50, and I got negative 50. So given the fact that we got negative, that's going to mean we're going to minus, and that minus needs to equal whatever's in the middle on the B, which is 5, and 5 is a negative because I see the minus, which is a negative. Okay, now I find the numbers. I divide. I go 1. 50 divided by 1 is 50. Then I say 50. If you can do it in the minus in your head and know what it is, that's fine. 50 minus 1 is 49. It's got to be 5. Then imagine putting a 2 there. 50 divided by 2. Now I didn't get a decimal, so I write 2 down along with the answer I got. Okay, 25 minus 2. Okay, that's not 5. So it can't be this. Now imagine writing a 3 down. I'd go 50 divided by 3. But I got a decimal, so I don't write 3 down at all. Now imagine putting a 4 down there. I got a decimal. Now imagine I put a 5 here. 50 divided by 5. I got 10, so I put 5 down, and I got an answer of 10. Now what's 10 minus 5? 5, so we have it. So that's the two numbers. Now I got to sign the numbers off. Okay? The 5 up here is negative. Whatever that is goes on the larger number. So negative 10, and then we can get rid of that. Now we have a negative on top of there. So if I have a negative on top of there, the signs have to be the opposite. So if we have negative 10, the opposite of negative is positive. Okay? So I make 2 parentheses. I take 1x, because it's a 1 there, and then x, 1x, 1x, and then plus 5, and minus 10. Okay? Again, you can always check your answer by adding positive 5 and negative 10, and it should match up with the B number, and then I can multiply positive 5 and negative 10, and that should match up with the C number. Okay, my next problem. Put a 1, A, B, C, and then connect the A to the C and put a multiplication dot. Then you make your table. And I take positive 1 times negative 54, and that's going to be negative 54. So it's negative again, 54 negative. So if it's a negative, it's going to be another minus. Minus needs to equal 3. 3 is positive. Okay, so now I start dividing. So 1. 54 divided by 1 is 54. 54 minus 1 is 53. It's not actually 3. So now imagine putting a 2 there. 27. 27 minus 2 is not 3. It's 25. So it can't be that. Now imagine I put a 3 there. Okay, so I didn't get a decimal, so 3 goes. Okay, and then 18. So 18 take away 3. Okay, I got 15, so I can't use that. Now imagine me putting a 4 there. I got 13.5. That's a decimal. Now imagine putting a 5 there. 54 divided by 5. I got a decimal. Now imagine me putting a 6. Okay, I didn't get a decimal, so I'm going to put 6 and 9. Now I take 9 minus 6, and I got 3. So it's these two. So I have 3 up here as a positive, so that means 9's plus. And we have a negative here, so again, the signs of the factors have to be the opposite if that's a negative. So opposite. So I go 1x, 1x, and then put your 6 and your 9. 6 is minus, and 9 is plus. Okay, next problem. Okay, so I multiply. I take positive 1 times positive 66. I got 66 and it's positive this time, so 66 positive. And I'm going to add now because I got positive. And I'm adding to 17, which is negative, so 17 negative. So I swing my division, so 1. 66 divided by 1 is 66. 66 plus 1 is not 17, though. Now imagine writing a 2 down. Just imagine it. Divided by 2 is 33. Okay. 33 add 2 is 35. I got to get 17. Now imagine putting a 3 down. Okay, so that wasn't a decimal, so 3. And then I put the answer I got. Now I add 22 plus 3. That's not 17. Now imagine writing a 4 down. 66 divided by 4. That's a decimal. Now imagine writing a 5 down. 13.2. That's a decimal. Now imagine I write a 6 down. I got 11, so 6, 11. Okay, I add 11 plus 6, and I get 17. So that matches the number I have here. So 17's negative, so 11's negative. And we have a positive now, so the signs have to be the same. So what's the same as a negative? Well, negative. So I got 1x. 1x, 6 and 11, they both be minus. One thing, don't automatically put that sign on this number, okay? That just tells you if they're the same or if they're opposite. Okay, x to the second power minus 4x minus 66, so A, B, C. Okay, so I take positive 1 times negative 96. So I got 96, which is a negative. So that's going to be a minus, and that minus needs to come to 4, which is negative. Okay, so I'd swing my division sign, so I know how to divide it. 96 by 1 is 96. 96 minus 1 is not 4. Then imagine putting a 2 there. 96 divided by 2. Got 48. 48 minus 2 is 46. It's not what's over there. Now imagine putting a 3 down. 96 divided by 3. Okay, I got 32. 32 minus 3 is 29. I don't have 29 in there, so now imagine putting a 4 down. 96 divided by 4. So I put the 4 and 24. 24 minus 4 is 20. I have 4 here. Now imagine writing a 5 down. I got 19.2, so it can't be 5. Now imagine I wrote a 6 down. Okay, so I'm going to write that down, and then the answer I got, as long as I don't get a decimal, I write it down. So 16 minus 6 is 10. I don't have 10 here. Okay, now imagine I put a 7 down. I got that decimal, so it can't be 7. Now imagine writing an 8 down. Okay, so 8, and I write the answer, 12. Okay, what's 12 minus 8? 12 minus 8 is 4. Okay, so I got 4. Had to work a little bit for that one. So 4 is negative, so 12 is negative. We can ignore that. Then we have a negative, so that means the signs are the opposite. So if we have negative, the opposite is positive. So 1x, 1x, and then 8 and 12. And 8's plus, 12's minus. Okay. Now remember what I'm trying to do. And the next time we have class, you're going to see what the point of this is. Okay, I'm going to do these 4. So I have 1. Where'd my pen go? There it is. Okay, so A, B, and C. Okay, I take positive 1 times positive 24. That gives me positive 24. And it's positive, so I will be adding, okay? I will be adding to try to find 10, and 10 is a negative. I want that negative there for when I find the numbers. Okay, so 1, 24 divided by 1 is 24. Okay, so 24 plus 1 is 25. I don't have 25 there. Now imagine writing a 2 down. Okay, so I write 2 down, put the answer when I divide it. Now remember, I'm adding. 12 plus 2 is 14. Okay, 3. Now 12, if you were minusing, that'd be it, but you're adding. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So I write 3 down and the 8. So 8 plus 3 is 11. I don't have 11. I have close to 11, but close doesn't count. Now 4. 6. So I got 4 and 6. Okay, I take 6 plus 4, and that is 10. So I have found the two numbers. That's the worst part, finding the two numbers. 10 up here is negative, so 6 is negative. And we have a, so cross that out then. We have a positive here. That means the signs are the same. So that's negative. This would have to be negative. So I got 1, 1, x, x, 4 and 6. And these would both be minus signs because they're negatives. Okay. A, B, C. So I take 1 times negative 30. I got negative 30, so 30 negative. Put the negative on top of it. So I'm going to do a minus, and the minus has to equal 13. And 13's got a plus, so it's positive. Swing the division, you got 1. So 30 divided by 1 is 30. 30 minus 1 is 29. Okay, it wouldn't be that. Now let's imagine putting a 2 there. Got 15, so 2, 15. 15 minus 2, 13. Got it. Okay, now 13's plus, so 15's plus, and that's a negative, so that means the signs are the opposite. So we have positive, the opposite of positive is negative. So I make my two parentheses, I go 1x, 1x, and then minus 2 plus 15. So I can add negative, again, I can always check my answer. I add negative 2 plus 15. I add the two numbers, 13, that's your middle, and then I multiply negative 2 times 15, that's negative 30. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to multiply. I'm going to take positive 1 times negative 24, and that's negative 24 negative. So I'm going to be minusing to try to get 2. Okay. And remember, 2 is negative. So I divide. So 1. That's 24. 24 minus 1 is not 2, though. Imagine putting a 2 down. Got 12. So I put 2 down, put the answer, the whole number answer. I got to take 12 minus 2, which is 10. I don't have 10 over there. Now imagine writing a 3 down. 3 and 8. 8 minus 3 is 5. Okay, I'm getting closer to it. Now imagine writing a 4 down. Okay, so I write 4 down and 6, and then I take 6 minus 4, and that's 2. So we got 2. Okay, 2 over here is negative. That means 6 is negative. And what do we have on top? I cross that out. What do I have here? I have negative. That means the signs are opposite. Okay, don't just put a negative on that one. Opposite of negative is positive. So 1x, 1x, and then 4 and 6. So 4, 6, plus, minus. Okay, last one. I put a 1. Okay, so I'm going to multiply positive 1 times positive 14. That's 14 positive. Okay, so since I got positive, I'm going to add to try to get 9, which is negative. So 1. So 14 divided by 1 is 14. If I add 14 plus 1, that's 15. I don't have 15 here. Now imagine putting a 2 there. Got 7. Okay, 7 plus 2, that's, I think that's 9. Let's check to be sure. Yep. So 9 over here is negative. That means 7 is negative. We have a positive here, which means the signs have to be the same. It does not mean that that one's positive. These are the same. So that same as a negative is a negative. So 1x, 1x, minus 2, minus 7. All right, guys, that's all I have to say on that. Good luck. Ask me for help if you need it.